Good afternoon. This is Chris. This is jamplay.com. This is Fretboard Roadmap Caged Edition Week 3. And I'm excited about this week. Adjusting the volume real quick there. Last week we were focused on creating with the C shapes. And we spent the week before that learning the C shapes. This week we get to learn the A shapes and review the C shapes. And we're going to go a little bit slower than we did the first week. We're going to drill these. We're going to play them over a drone, and just get to know them real well. And then next week, we're going to do the same thing we did last week, where we basically create a track from scratch using the C and the A shapes together. So both of them are fair game. So of course I'll be taking questions, comments. We already have one. I'm learning a melody in D major. Now, as I learned the C shapes, I could play it starting from D on the 5th string, but the fingering is very uncomfortable. I could wait for 4 other shapes and see which suits us better. But is there some rule on how to find a proper shape quickly? There's really no rule. There's no rule per se, but as we learn more and more shapes, you're going to find that the beauty of knowing more shapes is that you have the ability to choose which one works ergonomically, the most ergonomically for what you're doing. And that's huge, right? So you're saying you melody in D major with the C shapes. So that would be like this. You know, and the arpeggio. That is kind of a reach. You know, you might find that the A shape, will work better. We'll go over that here in just a second. The A shape is a little bit further up on the neck in the key of D, and it might be a little bit more ergonomic for you. But don't shy away from the D shape or the C shape in the key of D. I mean, this is good stuff here. Pentatonic. Good question, though. Thanks for asking. Let's go ahead and review, since we're here. We'll review the C shapes, and then we'll get to the A shapes. Here is the C shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play it to the tab. It's open here, and then we'll move it around a little bit so it's closed. And then we'll do that same thing with the A shape. That was measure 1 through 9. Here's the chord. The arpeggio, measure 11. and the pentatonic. Scrolling down here. And the pentatonic close. Again, this is review from week 1. We're at measure 22. So, if we take those shapes, and again, that was just a quick review with the tab, if we take those shapes and move them around, you start to realize the power of them. Again, we're reviewing C. Here is just a brief review of what the power of moving C around will do. Here we're in the key of G. Scale. Scale again, slower. Chord. Arpeggio. Arpeggio again. Pentatonic scale. Arpeggio. Scale. Chord. All right. Check questions here. No, we're good on questions. Okay, let's move on to diving into these A shapes. These A shapes are pretty awesome. It's going to be fun to learn these and see how they're implemented. Now, there are a couple different ways to look at the A shape. We're going to choose to look at it more closely related to the 3 on a string scales we learned, so as not to confuse things as much. Like I said, there's multiple ways to look at this, but we're going to do it this way because I like the way the arpeggio feels better. So here we go. Starting on the A string, 3rd fret. 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. Okay, do it again. 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. On the A string, then to the D string. Then we have 4, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8. 4, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8. Finishes at measure 3. So we have 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. All 3 measures again. Oops. Then we have 5, 7, 8. So that's all the way up. That takes us to almost the end of measure 4. Here it is all the way up. and then down. Here's the scale again. And it corresponds with this chord. We're in the key of C, we're playing the A shapes. This is quite a stretch. It's going to be even more of a stretch with the arpeggio, as you'll see in a minute. But moving it around and even practicing the stretch is good for you. Here's the scale again. Chord, arpeggio, pretty cool arpeggio, 3, 7, 3, 7, then we're going to take our middle finger here, and we're going to go 5, 5, 5, 3, 7, 5, 5, 5, then 3, 8, quite the stretch. Again, we're doing this all in C, but as we move them around, this becomes more ergonomic. Again, for the arpeggio, 3, 5, 3, 7, 5, 5, 5, 3, 8. Back down. And the pentatonic, this is going to look a little different. I chose this arpeggio. We're gonna use the pentatonic that goes like this. 3, 5, or well, starting here. 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Back down. Again. All right, now we have the arpeggio that goes all the way up here. I think it more closely outlines the chord. There's another way to play the arpeggio that does this. I'll show you that a little more closely. Here's the arpeggio. So instead we're going 3, 2, second fret. Instead of this stretch, we're going, and then you still have that stretch there. And that more closely mirrors this pentatonic position. There's also a way that you can play the scale here. I'll play that a few more times for you too. This is the A shape, but so is this, and I thought it was cool to primarily focus on the one that mirrors the 3 string scales, since there are a couple of them, and I know a bunch of you have asked about that in the past. But I'll play through the other ones for you as well, just so that you can sort of get familiar with those two. So here are those sort of alternate options. Scale. Do a slow. Chord. Arpeggio. Arpeggio one more time. Okay. Go through the scale and the arpeggio again in these alternate forms, and then we'll go back to the as tabbed versions. Scale. Arpeggio. And let's go back to the as tabbed versions here. Scale. Chord. Arpeggio. Pentatonic scale. Scale. Chord. Arpeggio. Pentatonic scale. All right, let's check in with some questions here. The chord is a C chord, A formation. And it's tabbed. Let me grab the tab for you here. You can see right here. There it is. I'll even play it right there. So it's just the double bar. If you look here. We'll go through them again as well. Let's go back to the tab, and I'll play along. I'll play what the tab is saying while you guys follow along. Scale, measure 1. Chord, measure 10. Arpeggio, measure 11. Arpeggio a few more times. Pentatonic, measure 15. All right. Vincent asks, how is it possible to play the same melody with the scale, but have different fingering with the C and A shapes? Great question, Vincent. Let's look at that. So we've got, let's go up here. We'll play in the key of G. So that means we've got the G shape, or C shape, oops, C shape, and then this is the this would be the A shape. Or the alternate A shape. So, if we're working with both shapes, we share a root. But let's say we want to do this. There's our melody. That's played using the C shape. We could take that same melody and we could play it in the A shape. It's just using the different scale formation. It's going to have its own phrasing, its own unique character by playing it in those two different shapes. You know, you discover little things like that. I hope that makes sense. Let me read it again, make sure I got it right. How is it possible to play the same melody with the scale, but have different fingering with the C and A shapes? Yeah, I think I got it. Okay. So now what we're going to do, dig into the tab this week. Dig into the tab like crazy. Practice these up, review the C shape, and then go to the drone. So I'm going to call up, I like the G, I like the key of G, that's a nice area. So I'm going to call up a G drone. And then I'm just going to start experimenting with the drone. Using both sets of shapes, but we'll start with A since those are new. Using on the scale right now. A-shape arpeggio in the key of G. Oops. Different fingering. This is the A-shape arpeggio in the key of G over a G drone. Scale. Arpeggio. Pentatonic. Arpeggio. Scale. Okay. Now, let's go and we'll combine the C shapes with the A shapes. Right? Here's my C shape. Oop. Need to start my drone over again. C shape. A shape. C shape. Scale. A shape. C arpeggio, C shape arpeggio. We could go up the C arpeggio, C shape, and down the A shape. Ooh, our pentatonic. We could go up. We could go, let's say, down the A-shape arpeggio, up the C-shape scale. We have are you seeing the power, the connection that you can make? Up one arpeggio, down the other. Pentatonic scale. That's the A shape. Seamlessly switching transitions there between the C and the A shape arpeggio. A pentatonic, A shape. A arpeggio. A pentatonic. C-shape pentatonic. What I just did there is only these two shapes, and only what we've learned so far in the course. There's combining scale notes from both shapes into one three on a string sequence. Ah, my drone is ending all the time. There we go. Hope you see how powerful this is. Are there any other questions? The goal is to get these down so that you can just experiment with them. If you've been watching my rut-busting practice tips, you know that I'm a big proponent of the practicing technically, practicing conceptually, and practicing creatively. And we went through all three of those steps, all three of those phases during this. We learned the scales. We applied them just conceptually. Okay, well, we're going to take this position and these positions, and we practiced them a little bit. And then we just started being creative with them. What notes can I put together? What sequences can I develop? It really, so much of making these things musical is just your own creativity. Spending time with them in a way that doesn't feel like a drill. And we're going to be doing way more of that next week. Next week is, we've got the C and the A shapes and a track just like we had last week. We're just going to get creative with it, have fun with it. That's all for today. Learn these, review the content, review the C and the A, and learn the A shapes. Play over a drone. Have fun making music with them. Have fun making your own licks, your own riffs. Thanks for watching week 3. Get ready to create with both the C and the A shapes next week.